Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to discuss about how to prepare for placements for EEE and ECE stream students. So here I have made a roadmap and we'll discuss one by one points in detail. So first we'll see what are the different types of placement opportunities the EEE and ECE branch students will get. First one is the core sector. Next one is the IT sector. Again, in core sectors, there are electrical based companies are there and electronics based companies are there. And again, there are two different categories, government and private sector. So government sector companies are also there and the private sector companies are also there in the core sector, core field. And the IT services based companies. Again, in IT services based companies, the product based companies are there and service based companies are also there. So we'll discuss one by one in detail. So first we'll see about the core companies. Core companies. So already told in core companies they are having the two categories. Two categories. So and private. Government and private. So I'm going to name some companies which are working under the government stream like BHEL. It stands for Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. It's for electrical as well as electronics based company. So they will recruit both electrical and electronics students and BEL, Bharat Electronics Limited. So these are the companies owned by Government of India. Next we'll call the NAL, National Aerospace Laboratory. Next we'll say DRDO, Defense Research Organization. Okay, and you also name some companies like HAL and all. So these are all companies which are the government owned companies which are going to recruit the electrical as well as electronics companies. And coming to the private sector, so private sector also there, okay, core companies like Schneider Electric, which are going to recruit the electrical students. Okay, ABB is there, ABB, and Siemens, Bosch, okay, KPIT, etc. So which are the purely embedded system based companies, and also we are going to take the Intel, which are the electronics chip manufacturing companies, the Nvidia, which is a GPU manufacturer for the AI based applications, and you can name many companies. Okay, so these companies are set a standard recruitment procedure. Standard recruitment procedure. Okay. Coming to, I just named this the government-based companies. Those will recruit based on your the gate score. Gate score. Gate score is the eligibility to apply for these companies. Without the gate score, you cannot apply for these companies, the core government companies. And based on the gate score, they are going to shortlist the candidates and they are going to call for the technical interviews. Okay, so this is the one side. And coming to this private sector companies which are working on the core domain, which are working in the core domain, so they are having their own process. So they are having their own, they follow their own process they like any other companies. They conduct a return test, separate return test. Okay, there may be a group discussion based on the need. Okay, there may not be it's a requirement of the company. GD means sometimes they may keep GD, sometimes they directly call for the technical interview and an HR interview. HR interview. And again, there are technical interviews. Some of these companies, like I just left one more company like Samsung. Samsung. So as I know, this company is going to keep two technical rooms, as I know, because I faced Samsung interview. I know, but including to this, in many companies, they may keep more than one. So there may be one technical one and technical two, then the HR, then the HR interview. Okay, this is about the core companies. Next, coming to the IT sector, service-based companies, right? So IT companies, IT private companies, okay? IT private companies, and whatever the companies which I named, the Bosch, Samsung, and all, these are also IT companies. In IT itself is a core. So in IT companies, so the first companies, IT product-based, IT product-based companies are there, product-based. So can I name some product-based companies? So product-based companies we can call like the one more company what I discussed, the Bosch. Here also I worked for some time. So they are going to manufacture the electronics of the automotive, the ABS unit, anti-lock braking system, what we call ABS, and other safety devices like airbag and all. Okay, safety devices they are going to manufacture, Bosch, KPIT, and all. Okay. So these are the one of the product-based company. Like this, any other product, Samsung. Samsung, what they are going to manufacture? They are going to manufacture the chips which they can use in any mobile phones. Sony, they are having their the Sony sensors what where we use in a mobile camera and all. Okay, and Philips again. Philips also is a product-based company. You can name many companies like Intel. Intel, what they are going to manufacture? Intel, they are going to manufacture the computer CPU core. Okay, like AMD also, you can name some companies. So these companies are known as very top priority companies. Many of the students' dream is to work in these companies, product-based companies, and these product-based companies' salary is also higher than the service-based companies what we see. And hiring process of these product-based companies is also difficult compared to the IT service-based companies. So next we'll see the IT service-based companies, IT service-based companies, service-based companies. Many of you people know very famous IT services companies are there. TCS is there, Tata Consultancy Services. Wipro is there. Infosys is there. Infosys is there. Cognizant is there. You can HCL is there. Okay. You can name many companies. So most of the IT companies what are operating in Bangalore or in India, they are service-based companies. Okay, and in some companies are there which are having both service-based as well as product-based stream. For this, I can best give an example, Tata. So Tata is having TCS for the service-based and the Tata Elxsi, LXSI. Tata Elxsi is a Tata company which are a product-based company, and it's a core electronics-based company. So it's having TCS for the service-based network, service-based services, and for Tata Elxsi for a product-based companies, and also HCL also. You can see the HCL products, HCL mouse, HCL computers and all. So HCL is both, it comes falls under both product-based product as well as service. And for many of the common recruitment companies, you can see this in that list, TCS, Wipro, Infosys, Cognizant. These are going to visit many of the engineering colleges every year. And product-based companies, they are having very choosy in selecting the colleges. Like Bosch, as I know, Bosch is going to go to only top priority colleges. They are having the MOS colleges. They recruit only from the premier institutes like NIT, IIT, and some of the top engineering colleges BVB you can take in North Karnataka, Gopte you can take in South, you can take PS and RV and JC and all. Okay, they are every year they are going to visit those companies they are having as the MOUs. But this other than these Infosys, Cognizant, HCL, they are going to go to almost many companies. And nowadays the hiring they have policy they have made it as a online also. For example, the TCS they are going to TCS, I think all of you are registered for TCS and NQT. TCS and QT was registered through next step TCS. All the final year students already registered. Every year they are going to register in this portal. They are having three different categories under the NQT. One is TCS Ninja, other one is Digital, other one is Prime. So Ninja is having 3 to 3.5 package, Digital is having 7 to 8 LPI package, and the Prime is having 12 and above. And these are only for freshers. Freshers. I'm not discussing about here any experienced domain, experienced jobs. Only the freshers I'm going to explain, which are going to help the students currently, which they are studying in final year and pre-final year uh, classes. Okay. So this is all about the companies, the the companies what we discussed, the core companies again in private, in government, different sectors. Now we'll see the next one. What are the expectations from this recruiter? What expectations they're having whenever they visit a campus? Okay. So again, we are going to see the two categories here, the core sector and IT sector, IT service sector. Core sector you can include the IT product-based companies also. They are also coming under the core sector. So first of all, you should have a strong basics in your respective branch. Strong, very, very strong basics. Okay. With respect to branch, it's electrical and electronics. And here I give more importance for a subject which are common between the EC and triple streams. EC and triple stream, like you can start from the basic electrical, basic electronics, network analysis, control systems, DSP, signal systems, microprocessor, microcontroller, operational amplifiers, LIC, and all subjects. Okay. And next comes to the programming part. Okay, programming part. Programming, you should be sufficient to explain each and every part of any one programming language which you know perfectly and mention that in your resume. For example, if you know only C, mention only C. If you know Python, mention Python. If you know both, you mention C as well as Python. So in a view of impressing the interviewer, don't put many programming languages. I have seen many students, they are putting the Java and all, even though they know little bit to impress the recruiter. So please don't do like this. And in the interview part, they may come under a project management also. How do you handle the project? Okay, how you did, for example, how you did your academic project. Tell me about your academic project. Tell me about the teamwork, what you did and all. And also, obviously, the communication skills you require. So these are things I am explaining in a technical interview, right? But in a written test also, they may ask the programming, they may ask some technical questions. As a written test, each company is having their own pattern. Many of the companies are having the aptitude part, logical reasoning part, and technical part. And some companies they prefer only aptitude part, reasoning part. So it's a optional to the company. For example, Infosys, as I know, Infosys doesn't ask any technical questions in the written test, but the company HCL will ask HCL and Bosch. They ask technical questions also in their technical test. And communication skills also important. Coming to the IT service sector, here they are going to see your technical skills through your interviews, basics of your branch. Okay, they may ask also the basics. Don't be in a impression that only core sector will ask the basics. So service sector may also ask you the basics of some subjects, programming skills, project management, and communications. Okay. So this is about the expectations from the recruiter. What should you should have in getting the recruitment success. Okay. So next we'll see about the overview of the interview process. What will be the overview whenever they visit a campus? What should be the process? The first one is pre-placement talk. We'll discuss in detail about that. So replacement talk. So they in the morning, for example, tomorrow they will come to our campus, okay, our college campus. So there is a pre-placement talk. It is scheduled in auditorium or seminar hall of the college. So what are the points they are going to discuss? So they are going to give a presentation on the company, presentation on the companies, on their company. Okay, company background, when the company is founded, what are the operations they are going to mention, they are going to perform, what are their where their headquarters is, how many branch offices they are having, what are the different services they are going to offer and all. So you have to attend pre-placement talk without fail, because in that you'll come to know about the company background and company operations. Okay, they may also tell you the process of hiring, the process of next stage recruitment process. They will discuss with the students. Next stage hiring process also they discuss with the students. They are going to discuss about the job JD job requirement. So job requirement, for which kind of requirements they are hiring the students. They will also tell that they are going to work on which kind of the projects if they get selected and all. And also they are going to disclose the salary in terms of LPA. Okay, they are going to disclose it. Okay, so this will take a hour and half an hour, and also they are interacting with the students. If the students are having any doubts with respect to their company, they may ask in the pre-placement talk. This is the first stage of the recruitment process. Okay. Next is a written test. Next is a written test. So so written test. So assume, see, some nowadays some companies are conducting it in offline or online also. But here I'm going to discuss about the offline scenario. So there will be a test. There will be a test comprising of different sections. Different sections will be there. For example, the section A is having the aptitude based questions. Section B is having uh, reasoning based questions, and section C is having technical questions. Okay, technical based. Okay, it depends on the company pattern. So some companies they pattern their own and they follow their own strategy and all. Okay, some company don't give technical, and some company they give technical and all. So, and here they are going to give the marks. For example, here it is a 25 marks. Example, you take 25 marks and 25 marks. Total, there is a 75 marks test. And they are going to decide once the students writes this technical, the test, written test, they are going to evaluate it. Okay. And they are going to set up a cutoff, and they are going to take the students which are qualified in that test. So the cutoff is again decided at the based on their HR policies. So some companies may keep overall cutoff. Overall cutoff means I keep here 50 out of 75. Take an example. We were students, we have scored uh, 50 marks out of 75. They are eligible for the next round. In some companies, they are going to keep the sectional cutoff. Sectional cutoff. In sectional cutoff, they set a criteria. For example, in each criteria, in each section, the students should get minimum 50% of more than that. For example, in this case, you assume 18. 18 is the cutoff out of 25, or 16 is the cutoff. So they are going to check the marks of each section. If you are if you are more than that, they are going to allow you for the next round. That means you are qualified for the next round. That's again it depends on each and every company. Some companies they set up the overall cutoff, and some companies they set up the sectional cutoff. Sectional cutoff, how it these differences. For example, if you have passed in section A, if you failed in any one section, two section, then you will not be taken for the next round. Like that, in each section, compulsory you should cross the cutoff marks. So next, coming to the group discussion. So already told the group discussion is the optional one. Okay, group discussion is the optional one. GD is called as. Here, the students are grouped into some numbers. The students groups will be made. They will call in one of the interview room. For example, there is a table. There are 7 chairs. They they allow to sit the students there. They will give one topic. They ask the students to discuss among that topic. Here they are going to purely check your communication skills. Okay. And they are going to give the ratings or marks based on your communication skills. Communication, whatever you do there, they're going to give the rating or marks. Okay. And they note down the marks of each student. And here also they set a cutoff. For example, if they keep 20 marks for GD, okay, and 10 is the cutoff. And here the students who have passed the GD, that means they have crossed the cutoff 10 cutoff marks, they are eligible for the next round of process. Okay, here 50% of the eliminations are going to do. So first 50% in a technical interview, sorry, in first 50% in a written test and next 50% in a GD. Obviously, the GD is going to eliminate more people because here the students who are passing GD means they are having both the technical skills as well as communication skills. Third one is a major part called as the technical interview. Here the panel will be set, technical panel will be set. So here I'm going to take an example. CS, IS stream panel will be there, and EC, EE panel will be there. So there are two panels set up. They're going to send the EC and ISC based students to the ESC panel, and they're going to send the EC and EE to the sec panel number 2. There are two panels are there, E1 and E2. Okay, here I'm going to discuss since I belongs to this stream. So we'll discuss only in this stream what are the things they may ask in this. So as we are from the circuit branch, first and obvious question they ask in any interview, introduce about yourself, introduce yourself. Okay, you need to introduce yourself. Next, they are going to ask you, see in the introduction part, you will already disclose the branch and all. Okay, they ask you the technical questions. How these technical questions will be asked. This is very important. Here, they have set different levels of technical questions, L1, L2, and L3. So L1 are very, very basics related to your branch. L1s are very, very basics. Okay. For example, how the charge, what is defined charge, defined current, defined electron, defined proton and all. It's this concern to very, very basics of your branch. They will ask some 2 to 3 questions on L1, then they go to the L1, L2. L2 is the mid-level questions which you have already studied in third and fourth semester or fifth semester subjects. For example, what is the transistor? So can you draw the characteristics of a diode? Can you explain what is a CR? Can you tell me what is LTI system? Okay. Can you explain what is filtering and all? In the L3, they're going to give you the technical questions which are related to the current trends. Current trends, what are happening? Currently, what are the trends happening with respect to your branch? Okay. So more advanced stage of questions will be there. I will do one more video based on these questions, set of questions L1, L2, and L3. Okay. So, and after that, they ask the majority is the project management. Okay? Project is very, very important. Many students think that project is not important. Project is very, very important. They ask about your project, what are the project size, what are the project duration, and everything they ask. Have you won any prize in the project and all? So if you, for example, if a project got any prize in KCST or any other competition, you need to explain, you need to present it with a very neat, very neat process. So our project got this much of funding and all. So it's very, very important. So once you complete your technical interview, again, in each stages of that, they're going to give a marks here. Don't think that after all this, they're going to give marks. For L1 also marks will be there. For example, 10, L2 also 10, the advanced also 10, and project 10. So total how many? 40. So out of this, here the cutoff will be very high. Out of 40, for example, they keep 35 out of 40 will be the cutoff. I am explaining this with the toughest scenario. Okay, you may the marks may be getting relaxed. Okay, based on the requirements. Everything based on the requirements. A number of the hirings, number of the student, number of candidates can be hired based on their mindset and all. So here I keep 35 marks out of 40. So once the candidates pass all these stages, then coming for the final round of interview that is called as the HR interview. HR interview is the final stage of the interview. Here again, they may ask you to introduce yourself, introduce yourself. And here, most of the things they you already cleared in technical interview. They're going to ask about your background. Background means it's family background and all. Family background, your strength, your weakness. Okay. I'm going to give do separate video on technical and HR interviews. How they are going to ask us two questions. So here just I'm going to give an overview. And finally, the body language. It's also important. Body language is the one way of communication. Okay. Oral communication skill. This also comes under communication only. Body language. Oral communications. Okay. So this is the last stage of interview. So it's formality sake. Sometimes they take and sometimes they really take it in a serious manner. They may reject some candidates here also, which are having the bad communication skills, bad body language, like etc. Okay. So this is the final round of interview, and the students here also some going to give marks. Don't think that just simply they ask and do. So for each and every stage there are marks. For example, here there are 50 marks. Sorry, 50 marks are there. You have to score some 30 marks out of 50. Okay, so the cutoff they get. So once you clear all this interview, once the students clear all rounds of the process, then they results, announce the results of the process. Okay. So in that result, definitely if you have cleared all the rounds, your name will be there. Okay. Then you will get selected. You will get selected. If you see, it's a continuous process. If you fail in any of these stages, you'll be out of that process. For example, if you cleared the technique, if you cleared the written test, but if you failed in the GD, you'll be out. If you cleared GD, if you failed in technical interview, then you are out. Even though if you clear technical interview, don't be in intention that 100% you are going to hide. Sometimes the majority of the chances, the HR is not going to recruit any candidates. Majority of chances, hardly 10 or 15% rejection will be there in HR interview. So this is as per my knowledge. So I am having, okay. So we'll discuss in the next interview. Thank you.